My name is Katie Mercer-Taylor, and I'm a co-chair of the Youth Environmental Activists of Minnesota, a program of the Will Steger Foundation. We support a network of high school environmental clubs working together to empower student leadership on climate solutions at home, at school, and in the wider community. As co-chair, I've had the opportunity to work with amazing young leaders from across our state. I'm honored to speak to you today as part of a well-organized and growing Minnesota youth environmental movement. In his State of the State address, Governor Dayton discussed his concern for the ways climate change is already impacting our economy and well-being, with devastating droughts, floods, and severe weather events. He said, even more alarming is that our state and our nation are still not doing enough to reverse this path toward global catastrophe before it is too late. The young people of Minnesota share the governor's concern. We know that our employment options and the health of our families depend on making the transition now from fossil fuels and carbon emissions to a green, sustainable economy. Reducing emissions from dirty energy will do more than almost anything else to make our air cleaner. Air pollution is tough on people like me, a young woman with asthma. Poor air quality triggers asthma attacks, especially during heat waves made more severe by climate change. Asthma is the leading chronic illness among children. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, asthma accounts for 14 million missed days of school annually, and asthma is the third-ranking cause of hospitalization among children younger than 15 years of age. I know personally the burden of this chronic disease, which disproportionately harms the most vulnerable in our state. Hundreds of students and young working people are joining together to ensure that our legislators also hear this message, and that Congress and Governor Dayton move from words to action on the issue of climate change. Just over the past few months, college and high school students involved with the Minnesota Public Interest Research Group, the Minnesota Youth Environmental Network, and the Youth Environmental Activists of Minnesota came together to organize two groundbreaking events. At the Next Generation Environmental Congress and Lobby Day last week, over 200 youth gathered in St. Paul to call on state leaders to take immediate action to transition Minnesota into a clean, renewable energy future. Supporting renewable energy and energy efficiency policies is critical. The renewable energy and energy efficiency sectors in Minnesota provide high-paying career opportunities that give hope to my generation. By harnessing Minnesota's natural and technological resources, we can create jobs building a clean and reliable energy system. We need our leaders to take action now. My generation is counting on Congress to adapt these policies to ensure a healthy, prosperous future for the youth of Minnesota. As your children, we ask you to be courageous in your leadership and to remember the impacts that your decisions will have on our future. Thank you.